This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
It's because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I think that's taking it to another level.
Yeah. Log on and join our live conversation.
He said this as we were coming on TV.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. Happy Monday, everybody. It's August 5th. I'm here with Erica and Brandon. I'm Jeff. Let's jump right in.
All right.
Kick off the week good. Julianne Hough is bearing it all on the cover of Women's Health. The Dancing with the Stars champ says she's gone through a transformation that brought her closer to her husband. She even told him, quote, "You know I'm straight, right?" And he was like,
You know I'm not straight.
"Oh, yeah, you know." That's important.
Yeah.
Very important. You know I'm not straight, right? And he was like, I'm sorry, what? And I was like, I'm not, but I choose to be with you. So would you feel some type of way if your partner told you that they were not straight?
I mean, I'm okay with what she said to him. And if I'm him, you should feel good about yourself, because basically if you break it down to Brandon terminology, she basically said, "Oh, there's pretty vagina out there. I chose to be with you." Bam. That lets you know you're doing something right in the bed. What facial expression?
That was Brandon
It's
terminology.
not about sex. I get it's very Brandon-brained, but that is not about sex. She said that she was not straight. What she's saying is that she doesn't discriminate when it comes to gender in terms of her sexuality. She's saying what everyone is really saying. It just seems more salacious now because she's telling a man that she's not straight. But what everyone's really saying when they say "I do" is, I am a being. I can be with anyone. I am choosing you. It doesn't matter the gender. I think the gender only comes in because it feels gratuitous to us that she might want to be with a woman.
There's Erica-isms and there's Brandon terminology.
And we kicked off the week right, Brandon.
That's how we do it.
Or wrong, depending how you look at it. I don't know.
Did we get dumped? I'm just out of curiosity if with that flu
You
or
can
not.
say
I asked before I went on, and that someone was in my ear, said yup, and Jeff said yup. So
Don't ever let me be your professional bar.
Okay.
Jeff said it's okay. It's probably not. All right, guys. The talk show host Wendy Williams ditched some stops on her tour to go partying. Over the weekend, she posted these photos on Instagram when she was supposed to be in Detroit and St. Petersburg. Those stops on her tour were pushed back due to scheduling issues. Now, Brandon,
that's Pergola. I was in New York City. I was in New York City, and we got there. It was Saturday night. I was there with my Giants TV co-host Madeline Burke and my little brother, because he's doing an internship in New York City. And a nice car pulled up, and these three women, they came out, and one woman I was looking like, that woman looks like Wendy Williams. But then all the other women were kind of like plastic bodies, like big fake boobs and like plastic like cheekbones and stuff like that. So I was like, that could be Wendy Williams. And I go to my little brother, he's 21, he goes to Maryland, and I go, I think that was Wendy Williams. And he looked at me kind of like you're looking at me right now, Erica, and goes, who the hell is Wendy Williams?
He didn't know.
21. Yeah, he didn't know. But
I know
was in
who
Pergola.
Wendy
I was there
Williams
that
is,
night.
but when you told me the story, I fully thought that it was going to be Bendy Williams. That it's just somebody in New York who looked like Wendy Williams, which isn't a rarity, just to be honest.
Yeah, the guy she's taking the picture with, he's the owner of Pergola.
Oh, so you do.
So that's how I know that's Pergola.
It's an inside scoop we got right here at Daily Blast Live.
Yeah, the other lady, yeah, she came out. She had like a nice fur coat. It looked real.
So what about her canceling?
Fur coat in July?
Yeah, what's going on with that?
It was just like a little top coat, I believe, like a shawl.
What about Wendy canceling her quote-unquote appearances? I don't even know what she's appearing for. Maybe some comedy thing we heard earlier. But instead, she's going out partying.
Who wants to go to an appearance in Detroit or St. Petersburg when you can go to Pergola on a Saturday night?
Are you trying to get like a free admission card or something?
Please, it was expensive there. My bar tab, I had to look at my bar tab twice, but yeah.
You just have to be really careful. I mean, any average American can really understand this. If you are going to call off with the then don't be posting.
That's true. You gotta be aware of that.
Yeah.
You don't be going to Pergola. All right, that makes it 7 times. We mentioned it. That's
I know.
enough.
We should get you in for free at least once with that.
Free drink. All right, guys. R. Kelly is facing even more charges. Let's get up to Raquel V. She has the latest.
That's right, Jeff. R. Kelly is now facing 2 more charges, this time in Minnesota. Prosecutors say in 2001, he once paid a teen girl to dance for him and then touched her inappropriately. It allegedly happened in a hotel room after the girl had asked him for an autograph. He has now been charged with prostitution. Now, if convicted for this, he faces up to 5 years in prison. Now, the disgraced singer is still in jail as he faces dozens of other federal charges.
Thank you, Raquel.
Wow, he just can't really help himself in his pedophilia.
Allegedly. The walls have closed in at this point. I mean, it's over, and I think we're just going to keep hearing more and more charges for R. Kelly. So I think this door is closed, but we'll see. All right, guys, we're going to switch some gears here. Victoria's Secret has hired their first openly transgender model, Valentina Sampaio. She posted this photo of herself announcing the gig. There she is right there. Hi-oh, Sampaio. I just like doing that.
I think this is great. I do not think that she is the first transgendered model. I think she's the first open advocate transgender model.
Really?
For Victoria's Secret.
That's interesting. You said that earlier, and I was like, I don't know. I think someone would want to take that.
No, I think that some people have decided that this is, or have recognized that this is how they actually are versus where they were born, like their bio versus who they truly are. And they just want to live their lives as they believe that they should live their lives. They don't necessarily need everyone to know that they were born male and now they're female.
Just doing their thing.
But do you think that Victoria's Secret is actually being sincere, or they're just trying to make a buck?
Because in the past, they weren't inclusive, right.
And their sales have been going down since 2016, and the chief marketing officer last year had a problem with a transgender model walking in the fashion show and said that Victoria's Secret doesn't appeal or market to the world.
Right. He said that they sell fantasy. And my argument would be that transgender people also are fantasized about, so you can't really say that it's a fantasy and not be inclusive of all the different fantasies that are out there. And to be really honest, the template for a Victoria's Secret model and body, I'm not generalizing, but I do think that that could lend itself to someone who is transgendered being able to be a part of that thing.
That was very good. Choosing the word.
I see what you're saying, Erica, but I have a problem with it unless that they're going to take some of their proceeds to go through some transgender charities or what's going on. Or they come out and say something about the transgender women or people that have been killed in the recent year. Now it just looks like, oops, we made a mistake. Our money, our pockets are being hurt because of that. And now let's put this girl out there so we
I see what you're saying, but what if this is their way of doing that? They have someone to rebrand them and they want to be more inclusive. What if that's
It's all about money for a corporation, period. So even to ponder whether it is or not is kind of a waste of time because it's about the bottom line.
All right, there you go. Hi-oh, Compile. That's her name. All right, a big wedding is making headlines. Stephanie Jones has a story coming in hot.
Do you guys like fairy tales? Because this over-the-top wedding is straight out of a storybook. Socialite and activist Amanda Hurst had a 4-day-long wedding fit for a queen, and she kicked off her rehearsal dinner with an actual reindeer. Take a look at that. And she celebrated with famous sisters Nikki and Paris Hilton at her great-grandfather's Californian castle. And of course, Paris Hilton DJ'd the bash. I mean, those lucky guests, eh? And Amanda walked down the aisle in a custom Oscar de la Renta dress, but she had 4 other dresses also for the occasion. Yep, you heard me right, there were 4, and she went with the traditional white for all 5 of her bridal looks. And what better way to end the night than being swept away in a vintage Rolls Royce? The newlyweds even did their first dance to the tune of When You Wish Upon a Star. I mean, talk about a Cinderella story. Bibbidi bobbidi, back to you, Jeff.
Bibbidi boppity, what a dump.
They didn't even show, I didn't see any pictures of the groom.
It wasn't about him.
I mean,
and the rest of the wedding won't be about him either. All right, guys, DBL is live, and coming up, actress Selma Blair makes a statement on Instagram amid her brave battle with MS. Plus, Diddy spotted out with his son's ex? Did he cross the line? We want your DBL take next. So Erica filled me in on the bibbity boppity. I missed it.
Bippity boppity boo.
There, I get it now. I get it. I thought it was a British thing because Stephanie was doing the story.
No. But that's weird, though, because isn't it her family's estate?
Yeah.
So that's not a Cinderella story.
That's an inheritance story?
That's an inheritance story.
Yeah.
Yeah, because apparently she's from a lot of money.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. There's a
I wonder
castle
if you
up in
get
like
bored
northern.
with
Of
that.
course. You have to. Like, how do you. I always wonder that. Like, how do you fulfill like a desire inside to want more? I mean, like Paris Hilton had the same opportunity, but she does have her own businesses and makes a lot of money overseas on her own. But when there's no chance of failure, you still get that adrenaline or whatever is inside you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think you do, because there are people who are like, okay, I have everything. I really don't have to work. And then they don't. And then there are people who are like, I have everything, but I have this fire in me to like fulfill some destiny. And then they go on and do really great things.
Right.
But then it's always just kind of discredited with the idea of like, well, you knew you weren't gonna like be destitute.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is fair and unfair at the same time.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Which I think that's why you have to hang around with other like heiresses, like the Hiltons, because you're kind of going through the same thing. People could relate to you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you could relate to the Hiltons as opposed to Brandon dating one of the Hiltons. He can't relate, man.
But you also need some real people too.
Stay at Hilton's all the time.
Like you got to figure out your real people.
Yeah.
There has to be a balance.
Which is the key.
What did I miss? What are you guys talking about?
The
We're
heiress.
talking about when you
Bippity
have
boppity.
so much money, like you have to kind of like hang out with people who are like you, but then you also have to figure out like real people too.
Yeah.
You know, for the better.
Welcome back to DBL. Tonight, rumors are swirling that Diddy is dating 22-year-old Lori Harvey. Her dad, of course, is TV host Steve Harvey. The two have been spotted in NYC, Malibu, and now Italy with Lori and her family. TMZ reports that Diddy's son dated Lori too. So we want your DBL take. Who's off limits in terms of exes? Brandon, kick it off.
All right, here we go. Maya from Twitter says he's Diddy and has access to plenty of women to choose from. Exes of family members and friends should always be off limits. Maya, I couldn't have, thank you for saying that, because when I was in the 6th grade, my older brother took the girl that I really liked. So shame on both of them.
Ooh,
Shame on
this
both
is
of
getting
them.
personal with
Yeah.
you, huh?
Yeah.
How about if your dad would have took her, though?
That would've been even worse.
Yeah, it would have been way weirder.
Oh, man. Well, Philly from Twitter says she's a bad mama jamma. If it's okay with his son, what's it our business?
Oh,
Philly,
man.
that feels creepy. I agree. It's none of our business. But it is interesting that Diddy seems to have this thing to try to create a muse, so to speak, because when he first started dating Cassie, she was really young, and he was with her for 10 years. And now he's dating someone else who's really young, but also dated his son. I don't get it. I think he likes to create these women into something, and I don't know what Steve Harvey's thinking.
Listen, if that's going to happen, it's not going to happen with me watching or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then you go on vacation. I don't know.
These are all rumors. These are all rumors.
Right, but I saw
He's
the
not
pictures.
doing anything to dispel the rumors.
No, and there's like a picture of her like rubbing his head and stuff. You don't just rub your friend's head at dinner. You know what I mean?
Especially when your friend could be your daddy. I mean,
Oh, man. All right. Phone Sia from YouTube says she looks like a young Kim Porter, Diddy's ex-wife who passed away. There are so many things wrong with this. Do you think that could be true?
Well, you were just saying that earlier about Dame Dash and Aaliyah and his new wife?
no, that's not what I was saying. And no. That's interesting, though. I think that Diddy likes young women so that he can create them into something else.
And this is Steve Harvey's stepdaughter. It's his wife's
Marjorie's daughter.
Marjorie's daughter.
Correct.
I don't know if that makes a difference at all, but I don't know. For me, it's weird. I'm just going to say it outright. It's a little weird for me. All right, I guess. All right, good.
Yeah.
I'll be the one putting it out there. Right now, we have a story coming in hot. Stephanie Jones, what's going on?
So today is a very important day because it's Meghan Markle's birthday. The Duchess of Sussex turned 38 today and she's getting lots of well wishes. Prince William and Kate posted a photo of the family wishing the Duchess a happy birthday, and her hubby Prince Harry posted this photo with a caption, "Happy birthday to my amazing wife. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. Love, H." I mean, how cute is that? We want to wish a very happy birthday to her from us here at DBL, and back to you guys.
Thanks, Steph. And Stephanie, I apologize. Erica had to tell me your bibbity-boppity joke. I didn't get it at first.
Bippity boppity boo.
There you go. You've got it right next to you, Jeff. You don't need me, lad.
Coming up on DBL, I just whipped my pencil back there. And it was a pen. Olivia Newton-John gives fans an update on her breast cancer diagnosis. Wait till you hear what she takes to help fight the disease. That's next.
Hey guys, Kelly Schubert here with the DBL Digital team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news for you, but right now it's time for Fast Blast, where I give you all the news you need to know in under 2 minutes. Here we go. Check this out. A French inventor has successfully crossed the English Channel on a jet-powered hoverboard. Now, he tried this last month but missed the landing platform, but this time, the trek took him just over 20 minutes, and he says his legs were burning. But hey, we don't want you to confuse this with the man who flew across the Sydney Harbor on a jetpack last month. That's obviously super cool too, but not quite as cool as balancing on a hoverboard in the air for 20 minutes. Are you addicted to Candy Crush? It may not be as big of a problem as you think. A new study out of the UK says smartphone games may actually ease stress better than mindfulness apps. So does this mean playing that Best Fiends game that everyone is talking about will help with my stress more than the Headspace app? This seems crazy, but in the study, more people felt energized after playing a smartphone game rather than using their smartphone to be mindful. Here's the catch. Most people said they forgot about their work stress while playing the games, but during those mindfulness exercises, they focused on the stress. Makes sense, but I'm still going to use my Headspace app. A hiker in Canada is giving a big thank you to Metallica today. The 45-year-old woman was on a hike with her dog Murphy last month. She said she was a few miles into the woods when all of a sudden she realized they were being stalked by a cougar. She said she tried waving at the cougar, yelling at it, but it was standing its ground. So that's when she went into her phone and chose the loudest band she could think of. That's right, she played Metallica's Don't Tread on Me, and guess what? It worked. The cougar took off after a few notes of the song. And the woman kept the song playing for the rest of the hike, just in case. And hey, I want you to know we are going to continue to talk about what happened in Ohio and Texas this weekend. Like me, you may be feeling overwhelmed with sadness and anxiety, but I want to focus on how we can help the victims. One thing you can do is head to your local blood bank and donate blood. You can also go to Impact Your World. It supports 3 different organizations working to help the communities dealing with the shootings in El Paso.
Olivia Newton-John is battling cancer for the 3rd time. She says marijuana has helped fight stage 4 breast cancer, and now she wants to give other parents other patients the opportunity to try medical marijuana through her cancer center in Australia. In an interview, she says she's auctioning off some of her iconic outfits to raise money for research. Let's listen.
I've worn them. They've given me an incredible career, and now I kiss them goodbye, and their value hopefully can help a lot of people going through cancer, so it's a choice.
And that's sad she has to do that, though, but I mean, how are you going to tell someone to battle how you can tell someone how to battle their cancer?
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, one, it's really great to see her. She looks great.
She does look great.
I mean, she looks great, period, but all things considering, she looks amazing. The other thing is, we have been hearing all these things about her have died, being in really grim condition. And she talks about that and how weird that is for her, but also how demoralizing that can be as well. So I think that she's really doing her best to take power in her diagnosis, and by giving up or auctioning off all of these things that were really important to her in order to raise money for awareness and research for other people is just like, what a legacy.
One was an outfit from Grease. Remember the black outfit, if you guys remember Grease, where she's bad Sandy.
Yep.
So she auctioned off that one, and then a pair of boots, I believe, from Xanadu. So I mean, 2 very iconic things in motion picture history that she's giving up.
Erica, you got those boots?
I wish I had those boots.
No, but you know, like what she's raising money for, the marijuana research. I mean, wouldn't you people rather that than doctors continue to push pills?
Right.
And we're dealing with the opioid crisis here. So I like something like, just think marijuana came from the earth, and I'm not trying to like advocate or anything right now on a national TV show, but I'm just saying, like, it's an alternative way of having some sort of medicine. So I don't find a problem with what she's doing.
I feel like this has been the theme of the day, but anytime I'm really looking for the truth in anything, I'm looking for the person who doesn't have anything to gain and what they're doing and what decisions they're making. Because I think that that's really important, especially when you're independently, like she's raising money for other people. She's not raising money for her treatment.
Right.
So I think that that's very telling in another way.
Very well said.
Well, good on her, and we're always pulling for you here at DBL. All right, guys, actress Selma Blair is battling MS, but that isn't stopping her from enjoying summer. She posted this photo in a red bikini showing off her newly shaved head. She's an advocate. You know, she's an inspiration. I know some people might look at that and feel sad in some sort of way. I think she's doing that to inspire others.
And you have to. Because, I mean, just think of this woman. She's had such a successful career on screen. And there are people who are going through this every day, and they're not Selma Blair. You know, so she's taking that back. She's taking that power back. She's taking her body back in a way. And that's going to help people out there. I have a friend who she's dealing with some sort of cancer right now. She had to go through chemo. On Instagram, she's showing the bald hair. She's showing her fight. So that type of stuff inspires others.
Yeah, especially for Selma Blair. So again, we're pulling for you as well, Selma. All right, guys, some happy news for Jenna Bush Hager and her family. Let's get up to Raquel V. She has news at the moment.
Well, Jenna Bush Hager gave birth to a baby boy over the weekend. So everyone meet Henry Harold Hal Hager. Jenna says life has never been sweeter, and this is her third child with husband Henry Hager. Little Hal even got a presidential visit. Grandpa and former President George W. Bush, along with Grandma and former First Lady Laura Bush, made a visit. She told her Today Show co-anchors his big sisters have already nicknamed him Hal Pal.
Thanks, Raquel. Hal Pal, that's what we're going with?
Well, it's what the sisters are calling him.
All right.
You didn't have any weird nicknames growing up?
I don't know.
Did you have weird nicknames?
Nah, they just called me by my middle name. My family calls me by my middle name, Jamie. That was his weird.
I got called Jeffrey Giraffe, like from Toys R Us.
Yeah. But that's his
Good
was
one.
a G, though, no?
I mean, the kids weren't thinking about the spelling.
No. See, I have a little sister. She's 7 years younger, and Erica has 5 letters, 3 syllables. So everyone called me Cucka because that's the only way she could say my name. So I was Cucka.
All right, Cucka.
Cucka.
Cucka says we'll be right back. Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Budgetologist Felicia Jones is back in the studio, and we are talking investing in today's dollars and cents, presented by John Hancock. Felicia, always great to have you in studio. Thank you for coming back in.
Thank you for having me again.
Our first question is from Cass on Facebook. She writes, I'm in my 60s and I'm looking into other ways to invest outside of my retirement. How can I be smart about it, which is important? That's key.
Very important. It's very important. So when you want to get into investing outside of retirement, we're going to look at health savings accounts first. They're very exciting for me, at least I love them. They're tax deductible, tax deferred, and you can do tax-free withdrawals for medical expenses, and they're like a super IRA.
I love that.
Yeah, they're amazing. And so the next thing you can look at is low-cost exchange traded funds. These are ETFs, and this is great for newbie investors and low cost of entry, and they're very tax efficient when it comes to gains.
So that would be something I could look into.
Yes, you could definitely start looking into ETFs. And then, of course, there are tons of investment apps out there. There are apps that will help you get educated about investing for the first time. They'll round up your change, or you could do automatic withdrawals right into investment accounts.
Really? I know a lot of people get weary about apps on their phone. Are there any that you could suggest for them?
I mean, we have so many of them, but you can always start with Acorn. That's where you get a lot of the education. And then you have Stash, which is also great for newbies and self-employed, so that you you can start an IRA.
I love that. I love that for me, my family. I'm sure DBL Nation loves it as well. Felicia, thanks for stopping by. Always a pleasure.
All right, thank you for having me.
All right, guys. To submit your financial questions for the next Dollars and Cents, please email askmrsjones@dailyblastlive.com. And for info about life insurance and retirement planning, call John Hancock at 1-800-978-0663. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DBL. We want to give a big DBL shout out to Heidi Klum. She got married over the weekend again. Don't worry, it's the same guy. She secretly tied the knot with 29-year-old Tom Cloutz 6 months ago, and this was their official celebration for friends and family. And it was on a yacht in Italy, of course. But yeah, good for her. Congratulations again. Living a pretty nice life,
I
that
like
Heidi
the
Klum.
idea of that. I like that. You know, you have one for close family and friends, something nice and intimate, and then you have one for all your families. I mean, all your friends can come, like other people.
Yeah, because that was, I think, was a little more private ceremony. I think the first one was just them, right?
That's what we did.
Really?
And I have no regrets about that.
I think that's a good.
Yeah, I just wanted it to really be about us, and it gets complicated when you add more and more people.
I still like what you did, Jeff, going to the
Courthouse?
and then just throwing like a huge party after for all your friends and family.
It was a small party, but we still did it.
Yeah, we're here.
Minus Italy in the boat.
Who needs a boat?
We were in Malibu, though, so that's pretty good.
Hey,
Beverly Hills Courthouse, Malibu. That's pretty good for Big Jeff, you know what I mean? All right, guys, we'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Happy Monday, everybody.